What's going on, guys? I'm back again. I know. I just recorded a whole video and there was no audio. So we're gonna be running it back. Yeah. I'm tired. Hold on. Redo the intro. What's going on, guys? Bodie here, and I'm back with another trading video back with another YouTube trading video. And in this here video, we're gonna be doing
I've had a good chuckle over that one.
a recap of the previous week's price action.
That's why he's the GOAT!
I'm gonna be going over why this week occurred, what role it plays in the higher time frame power of 3, and what I am expecting in the coming week. If you are excited for this video, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment, say, I am hyped. I don't know how people do that every time. That shit is exhausting. I've got quite a bit of lipstick on my chart, as some people like to call it, but don't mind that. So in this here, in order to tell you why this week occurred and what role it plays, I need to go and give you some more context. So as we can see here, this is November price action, right? And we had the accumulation, had the manipulation, boom. Manipulation was completed with the SMT. Okay, got it. Distribution. Now the distribution, like I said in my last video, check that out, continued into the next week. That profile is called XAMD. X means continuation or reversal. Doesn't start with an X. And then AMD, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Now, when I say XAMD, it's not always going to be that. It could be AMDX. It can only be that. But those are the two options. And so in this case, this is a clear continuation of the previous power of 3. Now, when a power of 3, when an accumulation, manipulation, distribution phase is not completed, it carries over into the next one. So in this case, this week did its thing, accumulated, then manipulated, and then distributed. The distribution didn't finish, so it needed to continue into the next week. And that's what it did. And this will happen on any time frame. This can happen on the daily, this can happen on the weekly, on the monthly, on the yearly, all that good stuff, right? So what we're going to go into now is accumulation. Basic. It accumulates a little chopped week, right? Very choppy, very chopped. And then we had this SMT at the high. Boom, look at this is 14. This is 14. Sweep that thing, didn't sweep that thing. SMT, cool. Now, this is also SMT that occurred during news. This is FOMC. FOMC is a high impact news event. Now, that is important to me personally. And that's important because we know one thing for sure. News is always accumulation. We know one thing for sure. News is always manipulation or distribution. In this case, it was manipulation. This was accumulation, manipulation, distribution on the week. That's the weekly profile. It went oh, manipulation confirmed by the SMT, continue lower. Boom, simple, right? Anyways, I have always been a big standard deviation guy. I dock my standard deviation on this move because standard deviation, in my opinion, should be docked on the manipulation of the move. And that's what this is, right? The news is the manipulation. I can do a video solely on that and other concepts maybe. So I could go over standard deviation specifically in a whole video. I can make a whole video on this, on that, whatever it is you guys want. Just leave a comment on whatever you're interested in or whatever you don't really understand, and I can go more in depth. But basically, standard deviation didn't even really play out all that cleanly. This one was a bit better, which was just the last move before the break of structure. Again, basic stuff. So this week began, and as you can see, look, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, and then the distribution continued into the next day, just like it did over here. Now this was the weekly distribution continued in the next week. This was the daily distribution continued in the next day. It's fractal, meaning it can happen on any time frame. So that's what it did. Continued, cool. And then with that being said, we had the we had the X, we had the continuation, then we had a bit of choppy accumulation, and then accumulation. Now, and this is where a lot of people confuse. They're like, okay, accumulation, okay, but accumulation, okay, sorry. Accumulation, okay, oh, SMT manipulation is complete. No. Manipulation begins. I know. That was tough. So this SMT began the manipulation and completed the accumulation, because every move begins and finishes with an SMT. So the SMT began the manipulation, cool. Manipulation completed down here. This is Wednesday low. It says Wednesday. This is Wednesday low. This is Thursday candle low. Boom. Bada boom, bada bang, SMT. To complete the manipulation for the week and to continue higher. And now, as you can see, manipulation completed with the SMT. Price moves into distribution. Minimal pullbacks. One-sided direction. Now that was very superficial, very summarized. So let's go into a lower time frame. Now, that was how the weekly played out and how you could have or should have anticipated the week to play out. Now, if we go to a lower time frame, look just at this day. I'm not even going to go over PD arrays. I'm not even going to really go over SMTs. You can look for yourself, because that, in my opinion, is the best way to learn. Just by watching this video, you're not going to fully understand anything. You're just going to know where to look. And that is a great starting point. So as you can see, look, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. In this case, distribution continued in the next day, just like AMDX. Remember, this is the distribution which continued in the next day. Well, on the daily time frame, this is, remember, we had the weekly distribution continue in the next week. This is the daily distribution continuing the next day. Once again, daily distribution continuing the next day. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. And then we began a chop. This is the weekly accumulation right here. Remember, because this was the X, this was the A, and then we had accumulation, manipulation, and this was the beginning of the manipulation for the week, but this was just the entirety of the manipulation just on this day. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Distribution turned into accumulation. Then we had this SMT, remember, the beginning or the completion of the manipulation, or accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Distribution turned into accumulation, and then this, I believe it was the 1 a.m. candle right here. Yep, swept all these lows on YM. Get a load of this guy, right? Boom, SMT. Completion of the manipulation. Continue higher. So, and here we go. Accumulation, we can expect manipulation, distribution. So, that's how you should be viewing the markets. You should be seeing accumulation. Okay, I see accumulation. I need to find an SMT so I can find the manipulation. I'm not going to go too in depth on that. Maybe in the future I will be more in depth, but it's fairly simple once you kind of grasp it and once you can see it yourself. I can look at the chart and see all these things without really having to do any drawings. I just kind of see AMD. I just see the pattern. And you will eventually be trained to be able to see the pattern as well. So notice what I did here. I went to this time frame and I found the AMD pattern. Accumulation, we were anticipating manipulation, distribution. And then I went to here. I said, okay, this is X, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Okay, then I went here, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. All the time frames aligned. We had the monthly? Yeah. The monthly manipulation being completed. We had the weekly manipulation being completed. And on this 15-minute time frame, we had this SMT. We had the daily manipulation being completed. All the stars aligned, and the price began to distribute. That is extremely valuable information. I can't stress enough that what I just said right there is very, very important. I'm not going to say it again. Got to rewind the video. Give me more watch time. Anyways, so I'm just going to do exactly what I did here. Okay, let's go 4 hour. Cool. Manipulation is completed for the monthly and the weekly and the daily. Remember, we saw that. So what am I expecting? Boo. Distribution. Right. So I'm expecting price to continue higher. This week has unfinished business. Wait, that sounds familiar. Oh my gosh, look. Unfinished business. Oh my gosh, look. Unfinished business. Once again, unfinished business, it's going to bleed into the next power of 3. So I'm expecting distribution on the monthly. I was expecting distribution on the monthly all the way back. I'm pointing at my fucking screen. My bad. I was expecting distribution this week all the way back here, bruv. I'm ahead of the game. And you could be too. It's very simple. Now, simple does not mean easy. A lot of people are like, oh, trading is so simple. Trading is so easy. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. No, it is not easy. Don't get caught up in that trap. Shit is hard. Pause. This is the chart. The chart is the easy part. The chart's fun. The chart's a game. But when you have to battle your mind, that's where it doesn't get so fun. And that's where you fail. But that's where winning is made. So, enough yap. Like I said, it's just this pattern. AMD. Here it is on the monthly. A this week, M this week, D this week, probably. And then we have it on the weekly. A this day, M this day, D this day, these days, whatever. It bled. There you go. And then we have it on this day. A, M, D. Whoa, wait a minute. There's no shot that if we go out on the 5 minute and go to, I don't know, the 2 a.m. candle. Boom. And then boom. You know, like, okay, this doesn't look like a very AMD. But wait. What do we say? Sometimes it bleeds over. So you may say, well, that doesn't look very PO3-ish at all, right? That's just one way. Oh, but what do we know about one-way price action? Whoa, chill. Go here, okay. So this is accumulation. Watch this. This is accumulation, manipulation. Whoa, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. The reason why this isn't so clean, this doesn't have its own PO3, is because it's a lower time frame. And more importantly, the higher time frame was at work here. It was continuing, bleeding into the next PO3 from here. It's simple. And you can say, oh, well, look at this. Wow. Oh, my gosh. A, M, D. Yes, you're getting it. Here it is. More, some chop. Boom, boom, boom. It happens everywhere. This is the most repeatable pattern in trading. It will always happen. And if it's not happening, it's because it's just bleeding over into the next. That's all it's doing. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. X, reversal, AMDX, A. And this is these are this is time based, right? Boom. A, next hour opens. A, M, new hour, D, continued. Reversal. Okay, new hour right here. A, it continued. Oh wait, no it didn't. Sorry. A, continued, it bled into a little bit. Okay. M, D, continued. I wish I could transfer my mind into your mind and see what I'm seeing, because I don't know if what I'm saying is complete fucking jibber jabber to half of you guys. I don't know. If it is, please leave a comment. I'm happy to go over more depth. But this is what I see. This is how I see it, okay? And I'm intentionally making the end of the video the most valuable part for all of you who watched the first 2 minutes. Yeah, I've seen the statistics. Okay. Piss me off, man. But yeah, that's how I have adapted and learned to trade. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment. Say, great job, Spider. Great job, Bodie. You rock. And I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna reply to that comment. I'm gonna be like, thanks, man. I appreciate that very much, because I do. I appreciate you guys that watch my videos and like them and gas me up. It feels good, and it feels good to help people that want to learn this kind of stuff. Again, if you have questions, please ask in the comments. I will go over them. I'm sorry for being so spotty with my uploading. I don't have any excuses. Life gets in the way. Yeah, but let's be real. I could have been, right? If he wanted to, he would. Shut up. So I'm going to be trying to upload more, and I actually mean that this time. I'm not just full of shit. I can do more recaps, and I know I'm better at it now. I understand how to do it, as well as maybe I will begin to be more transparent, or at least show my trading, although I don't really like to do that for a number of reasons. Maybe I'll just do trade recaps of what a trade you could have taken. Not necessarily the one that I did or didn't, but what you could have done. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you on the next video. Thank you. Now, if this audio didn't record, I'm going to fucking shoot myself.